Welcome. So, today's doodle was about fusion. It was the word of the day. And I thought that we could do something a bit different than the last few doodles. And so, we went for kind of a conversation. So we sat together and had the doodle in front of us and kind of explain our different interpretations of the lore and the different stories that emerge from it.
Okay.
Okay.
Good, yeah.
What?
So, well, yeah, to me, it seems like this creature, we see its leg. To me, it seems like it's kind of in a rush, because we see how stuff, kind of from the wind, because it's in a rush, floats backwards.
Yeah.
And it seems quite like focused on a goal it has, to me. The face seems quite focused. So to me, it seems like it's kind of on a mission. And these tiny creatures, they're following him. So it seems like they asked this creature for help. And now they're on a mission to come back to your lord, to get back this dream-like seedling thingy.
Yeah. I mean, it does seem like they are really in a hurry. And I really like this idea of them being really in a hurry and wanting to reach this destination. And in the meantime, we have them kind of, we have this structure with these two blobby creatures on top, these two eyes, and their kind of pointy arms, kind of trying to create this kind of fusion material. We don't know why, we don't know for what purpose.
You mean this fusion material?
Yeah, in the middle. And we have a tiny part of the abyss that is used to create this material, and they add some kind of dots inside of it. So yeah, it seems like they're really in a hurry and they don't have time to do that still. They have to run while they're doing that.
Yeah.
Which is quite interesting. I like this. I like this interpretation.
To me, it kind of seems with these spikes that somehow, these eyes here, like now and then they kind of check what's going on outside, because this creature has to just really focus where it's stepping, because it doesn't want to fall and slow down. So they're checking what's out there, and then when they see something, these spikes, they get it.
Could you
and then
do the noise again?
Yeah, that's how they get stuff. And then they take it and they fuse it with the rest they already have. It's kind of like they need fuel for the battle that's about to happen.
Yeah. I mean, that's a nice interpretation. Because basically, so I wouldn't have initially thought of shapes like that. What happened is that
What do you mean, shapes like that?
This kind of shapes, they kind of emerged in I'm just gonna explain. Basically, with this kind of paper, which is kind of cheap paper, I often end up with a few dots that appear on the next page when I do a lot of black.
Oh.
And so here I had a few dots that the next page seems fine, but on this page I ended up with a few dots here and there, and then I just made some lines that connected them, and then I slowly created the shapes around. And yeah, fusion came kind of as a second thought. I really wasn't sure of what I could do with it, because I didn't want to directly continue on to the main lore with the tiny dying seedling and have it fuse. I had these few ideas, but I thought of doing something quite different. And in the end, it links quite well to the lore with your explanation.
Yeah. What was your idea of how it links to the lore? Did you have something?
Well, my idea is that I didn't really see it linking. I just imagined this creature kind of having to go somewhere, and they are creating this material that might come up later in another doodle, so I might bring it up to explain something else that happens. But yeah.
Okay.
And I'm also not sure about these tiny antennas. Like we saw sometimes this kind of again tiny sun inside with this kind of
I think we saw them on the snail, right? Somehow it reminds me of
Yeah.
the back of the snail.
You mean the slug?
The slug.
Because, yeah, basically the slug had this kind of stuff on its back where it created this kind of pollen light thingy, and we had a lot of these seedlings that were attracted to it.
Yeah.
And next time we saw it, these attractive things on its back kind of closed and turned into these tiny sun-like compartments.
Yeah. So do you think they kind of store stuff?
I'm not sure. To me, it kind of feels a bit like, you know, when you have, I don't know if there's a better word for that, an embryo.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that kind of slowly morphs like an egg. Something that, you know, you have different parts that come together, and then we don't know what it's gonna end up becoming. But at the moment, it's kind of growing and getting fed.
No.
So yeah, maybe new
Okay.
creatures that emerge from it. Would be interesting.
Huh. Yeah. Do you think this creature specifically has these things, or do you feel like they're kind of, you know, like, I forgot what it's called, like something that just attaches to a living thing to
I'm not sure.
grow before they can live on their own?
I guess some of them can do that. But I'm guessing they would turn into different creatures. For example, the ones on the slug and these ones.
Okay.
But also, these ones are kind of tentacly.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what's about that.
Yes, you just like tentacles.
Yeah, yeah, might be true.
Okay. Where did they get the abyssal thing from?
I'm not really sure, because this one does seem fine here. Usually when we have these abyssal these abyssal creatures, they're usually a bit kind of either annoyed, or they try to get out or to reach, to spread.
Mm.
But this one seems to be really trapped in it and to be kind of chill about it.
Yeah.
So that's why also initially I didn't think of them going to help the seedling king, because somehow it felt like they weren't in any of the, they weren't doing stuff for the blob ruler, neither the seedling king.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I mean, maybe now I'm kind of thinking that maybe this is kind of a neutral creature that is on either side.
Yeah.
And somehow, like, I don't know, maybe it awakes somehow when it feels like a war is coming or something.
I mean,
And then it
does seem in a hurry.
yeah. And so maybe the seedlings, they just saw it wandering, they're like, oh look, it's gonna happen, it's the thing.
Somehow I have this image of like, you imagine this kind of post-apocalyptic environment where a lot of stuff are happening, and what they're trying to do, we don't really know what they're trying to do with this fusion, but it seems like basically they're trying to go as fast as they can to gather stuff and not stay in one place for too long, because they see that the things are starting to decay and that kind of a war is on its way.
Yeah, it does seem quite intense.
Yeah.
It makes me curious about what's going to happen.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Don't know what's gonna happen. But yeah, it's really interesting how this abyssal thing seems quite fine here. And also,
Yeah, it does seem quite chill, and like it feels safe in there, and
it does feel comfy.
yeah.
Even though it seems, because initially I wanted it to seem kind of enchained, trapped, but it does seem like it's just sticking inside of this, inside of his comfy compartment.
Maybe it belongs there. Maybe the creature always has it there. It's a part of.
Actually, I'm thinking about something, because often when we see these abyssal creatures, there are a lot of creatures inside, and they have this behavior of wanting to spread and being a bit kind of aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
But actually, maybe it's some kind of crowd behavior, like individual abyss blobs, like that. Probably they have their own goals and stuff, but when they get together, they kind of have this mob mentality. Well, yeah, that's silly, but
Yeah.
I kind of feel like it might be a thing.
Huh? Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, now I'm curious about the abyssal culture. What they're up to.
But yeah, I mean, I often want to draw stuff with that, but the issue is that the way I draw them, they're just entirely black.
Yeah.
I just can't do much with that.
Yeah.
But these kind of tube creatures that we see on top, I think they're gonna come back at some point. I kind of like how with
Okay.
their weird hand. Because if you only look at the right one,
Yeah.
it kind of seemed like a creature on its own with his tiny legs and super long legs.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, it does.
Kind of like them like that.
So you feel like it's not a part. I mean,
I think it's also part of the. I also did that with the word fusion in mind, which was the word of the day, and so I feel like these are different creatures that kind of came together in a symbiotic relationship.
mhm.
So probably this abyssal creature also is kind of a buddy of them. So I see these 4 entities there that kind of they're on their
Four,
own.
like the abyss and
The 2 tube-like
yeah,
creatures
the
and
walking.
yeah,
Okay.
and the walking one. You could imagine the
Okay.
walking one without the top.
Yeah.
If you hide the different parts, it
Huh.
kind of like this idea.
Yeah.
So yeah, well, thank you.
Well, thank you. I'm really curious about what's going to happen.
Yeah, me too. I guess we'll see. We'll see in the future.
Now it somehow reminded me a bit of the endless story. I know you haven't read it, but at the end it's like really dramatic, and things are starting to crumble, and the earth is shaking and stuff, and they have to be super fast to save what they can before everything breaks down.
It's something that comes up a lot in stories. I feel this kind of idea of the end is nigh.
Yeah, because it's intense.
Yeah, and also what I really enjoy about this is that we had about this lore is that here with the doodles I made we had this kind of ancient artifacts, and it seemed like the abyss overrun them. So it always seems like there's a lot of story before that actually the world as it was before already ended a while ago, and now it seems like things are continuing to change. But I think I really like this interpretation for this character to really not be to really be on its own. These 4 characters, they made kind of a group together. They bonded with each other, and they're traveling around having their own purpose, and maybe they're gonna end up having to play a role in the bigger picture.
Yeah, it does seem important somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I wish you a nice end of the morning.
Well, you too. It was fun.
Yeah, it was. Bye.
Bye.